Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. So today I have something, DIY project on the BMW X5. So what I'm going to be doing is installing a JoyeAuto Apple CarPlay Android Auto device in the BMW to work with the NBT iDrive system. This should hold true for 2011, 2012 to 2016 F-Series cars that have NBT. I believe in 2017 they started with NBT Evo, and some of the late 2016 even have an NBT Evo. As long as you have an NBT head unit, you should be able to use this system. What I have here, let me switch around. So this is the device. This is from JoyeAuto Multimedia Video Interface. These are the wiring and the looms. So this goes in to the original factory head unit, one into another. There are some auxiliary cables, some power wires. There's a USB cable here that needs to be plugged in. Again, this will not be used for wireless CarPlay, but you might, if you want to hook it up to wired connection or Android Auto connection, you will need this. This is a video cables that will get tapped into the factory video settings. There's your auxiliary cable, and then this is your mic that we'll use for Siri and Google, and then this is your Wi-Fi antenna. This right here, what I have is from JoyeAuto. If you had from Beamer Tech or the other ones, the devices look similar, do the same features, but just a little different. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to plug this in, do all the wiring, and do everything from there. So what I have done so far is, let me take you over to the car. I've gone through and I have removed the negative battery terminals. These are 10mm bolts. You can take out. In my case, in the X5 there were two, and I noticed once I removed the big battery, it was still running charge, so I had to remove the small one as well. The easiest thing to do is you can check the door lights if you wanted to, but safety first. If you're going to do any electronic work up front, remove the negative terminals on both of these. To take those off for 10, I mentioned the cover that goes on top in here is this cover that goes on top, and there are these bolts right here, and these bolts happen to be 8mm bolts that I took off, which you can see here. Use a 10mm socket, take these off. Once you take those off, unplug it, the battery terminals, and you can put the, depending on what you have set up here, you can push this down if you needed to, and close it. But keep one thing in mind, especially in X5 or any other sedans, when you're working on, if you push this back in, you want to put something in here so the car does not close, because you won't be able to open it. In my case, you can put something in here, but I'm not, so I'm just going to put this down. Okay guys, we're set up inside. What I ended up doing right before, and I should have done this on the camera, is I removed this trim, which goes around right here on the bottom from this side. So I took it off, put it aside. Again, sorry for some background noise. I took the battery out. I'm doing it outside the garage as this nice day, and I left the doors open because obviously I cannot roll the windows down. So what you want to do is you want to start from this side and come up. You can also start from this side and do it. It's up to you, but you want to do it from the bottom if you do it from here. You don't want to do it from the top. So we're going to start from here. Just little force, and they're clips. They should all come out. Simple as that. They came out. So here, what you would have to do, keep in mind, there's a start connection you have to take off. There's the switch right here that we have to unplug, and then there's one back here where my finger is pointing to. So we're gonna do all those. Once we do those, I can set this whole So these are your wiring going to take off. You're going to take this off, and then we're also going to put in a Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, the video cable that's going to connect with this, and this, because we're going to have a video interface running through the MMI interface. So I flipped this around, but what I was able to do, since the video cable doesn't have that much room, I unplugged it from here, you can see. So I was able to tilt this out, bring it further out, because apparently that seems to be the shortest cable that comes down here, and I don't want to sit there and pull it out. This one happens to be the long one, so it's okay. But what we need to do is, following the directions, we need to take this optical fiber cable out of here, because we're going to plug this into the MMI unit plug, and then the other one will get plugged in the back. So in order to do that, we have to unplug it from here. In order to do that is, there's a little tab right here. Pry on it towards yourself and you can pull it out. So we plugged in the main harness, which was plug and play, right in here. We took off the optical cable. Now we're going to plug in the power wire. The power wire comes off of this harness, and plugs in here. Again, follow where it goes. It goes in one way. It's in. The other end of this, we'll plug this into this way. Will get plugged into right here. We're going to take the screen off, but in order to take this off, we have to take these screws off. So let's take these screws off. So this happens to be the video cable. The reason is because it's 90 degrees, it's going to go back in the back of the monitor. So we're going to fish it from here all the way up behind where that one is, and we're going to fish that one down because we're going to make it a plug and play with the other place. So here what this is going to happen is this one is going to go in, LCD out. So here we're going to plug this in here. So this should be in all the way. Other video cable that we have, and we're going to plug it in. We still have this microphone, even though I don't like to have external microphone, but apparently with JoyeAuto you have to have it. It will work for your Hey Siri and all that. Let's see how long this cable is. So what I ended up doing different is there's little slides in here, so I was able to push this through here. I don't need more. This is more than enough. It's kind of stuck, which I'm pretty sure it's stuck between the head unit. So it's okay. I can leave it underneath and just basically attach it if I need to in here, or leave it on the side like this. Make sure you tighten all these 4 up. Here we are, the install is complete. We were able to put everything back together. Only thing that I still need to do is just put this thing back in, which I will do. Okay guys, so I was able to connect everything together. What you have to do is you have to go to aux, select aux. In order to switch over to Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, video interface device, what you have to do is you have to hit the back button and hold it down for about 2 seconds. And you'll notice when I hold it down for 2 seconds, the menu switches over, comes into mine, and obviously I have it connected. But in order to make that work, what you have to do is, let me go and disconnect this. You get to this menu on the first startup. Android Auto is in purplish bluish because I've already connected, but what you need to do is click on this, see how it goes to startup. You need to click on setup, sorry. Once you click on setup, you need to come in here, set up your Bluetooth. Obviously you need to set up like Bluetooth on, visibility on, select this ID core, and then go from there. Once you do that, then you have to go into smartphone for Android Auto and make sure in Android device you have it set to Android Auto, not Auto Link. We're not wanting to mirror link and all that stuff. I just want simply Android Auto, so I do that. And then for Apple CarPlay, you have it set to Apple CarPlay. So once you have your Bluetooth connected to this ID core, all you got to do is just plug in your wire like I did. I left this USB cable out for Android Auto. Here's my phone, you can see, and all I'm doing is going back to this menu, and I'm going to go back to Apple CarPlay, sorry, Android Auto. Once I go to Android Auto, it brings me back to my menu, and I can do anything from here. If I want to go home, I just hit the back button, it brings it down. I can use my iDrive controller, and I'm back to here. This is my Android menu. All you do is you're using all these to do anything you like. The back, if you want to hit like the OK Google and Hey Siri, whatever, you don't have to hit menu, and you can launch the talk to. So just because I said Hey Google, you can see it started trying to act up on it, and it's picking up my mic. My mic is here. I just need to go back and reroute this wire perfectly down through, and it'll be good. Clean up my tools. Sorry, there's a little mess right now, but here you can see it's working. I have it set. And then if I want to go to home from any screen, like for example, I'm on Spotify, I have to go to home, hit the back button, and you will see this circle light up, and I can just hit the iDrive controller press down, it takes me home screen, maps, whatever I want to do. You have to make sure your Bluetooth to your BMW is connected but not active, and then Bluetooth to the ID cord, which is the device it uses, is active as well. Otherwise it will not work for this JoyeAuto. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, put them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer. I have not been able to set up CarPlay yet because my old iPhone device as a backup that I use is 6S. So I will use my wife's 10 to work with and set up the iPhone on here as well to get the CarPlay. So far, my steering controls work, everything else works. So I've not had a problem. You just have to make sure you use auxiliary connection before you're switching over, pressing the back button. Close your trunk, make sure you reconnect your negative cables, and then again, just a reminder, if you're going to do this, do not close your trunk if you're in a sedan. This will work for 3 Series, 4 Series, 5 Series, 6 Series, anything that has an NBT system in here, it will work for those. But then make sure you do not close the trunk. Put a towel there, screwdriver there, so it does not close, because if you close it, you're not going to be able to open and get back in the trunk, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, liked it. Stay tuned for further videos. Thank you guys.